When she had last set foot in the Eyrie, Esme had been 20 years younger, a woman in the first flush of a new love. She had spun across these stone floors in the steps to her own personal dance, with her heart buoyed by a music only she could hear. Now she was older, wiser, and a great deal more cynical, and there was no mate bond anymore. It still seemed that she could feel it, like the ache of a phantom limb. Once the severed bond had been the source of an agony and a grief so severe that she thought she would die from it. If not for Melody, she might have. But she couldn't abandon her daughter, and so, one slow step at a time, she had dragged herself back from that terrible, ragged edge. And now she was back here, in a place she'd sworn she would never again set foot, and the cold place where the mate bond had once been was aching anew, like a scar that never really healed, could not heal. But the Eyrie, too, had its scars. Esme walked through the halls she vaguely remembered and found them shockingly changed, and not just from the recent battle as Heikon's clan clashed with the ancestral enemies of the dragons, the gargoyles. The threads of this damage ran much deeper. The hallway had been remodeled. The once huge windows were smaller now, impossible to climb out of and go flying under the moon. "Lady Esmeralda." The voice was somehow familiar, but she didn't recognize it until an Asian woman in black leather armor hurried to her and clasped her hands. "Thank you for coming to help us in our time of need." "Hello, Angelica." She couldn't remember exactly how the woman fit into Heikon's large and complicated family tree, but they had met briefly when she was here before, 20 years ago. Did Angelica know that she had been Heikon's mate at the time? This raised an entire new specter of awkwardness. Most people in both their clans had not known they were mates. They had kept it private. Not the romance itself, because there was no way to hide that. But the fact that it was not just a romantic tryst, but a mate bonding. The implications were too huge, with Heikon being the Corcoran clanlord and Esme closely related to the entire Lavinia power structure. It was going to be a very big deal. A formal alliance between the Corcoran and Lavinia clans. And neither of them wanted to deal with the social and political ramifications until they'd had some time just for each other first. It had all made perfect sense at the time. She had been in love, and determined to start her new life with Heikon as if she had no past. As fresh and innocent as if she had never been hurt before. Keeping their bond to themselves had made sense to her at the time. Now it looked like the naivety of a child, especially since she didn't know how many of Heikon's clan would look at her and see all that she had lost.